Well, Chris, always good seeing you, and good seeing you on a card out in Saudi Arabia as well. What a fight we got top of the bill, but let's talk about your fight first. Kamil Szeremeta, tough guy, he's been around a long time, but is it the opponent that you originally wanted?
Um, for a year layoff, absolutely. This is the type of guy that I can get in there with, make sure I still got everything put together, go through a training camp, go through that weight cut, and test myself against a tough guy who is 25-2, and he's only lost to two world champions. It's a solid opponent. And then so I'm looking forward to that. I'm not looking past this guy, even though we've got all these big names on the horizon. This is the guy I'm focused on right now, 100%.
Absolutely, I think that is the importance of this test that you've got on October the 12th, is that you can't take your eye off the ball, because this is a guy that does come to win. There's talks of world title fights, and we've been talking about that for a long time now. Janibek or a fight with Conor Benn or somewhere around that sort of region. We're looking at them sort of fights, but this guy is to be taken seriously, though, and you have to stay focused on that to move forward.
Yeah, this guy is a huge banana skin potentially. If I take my eye off the ball, all those fights that we've been talking about go down the toilet if I don't perform on October 12th. So this is an extremely important fight for me.
What is the roadmap for Chris Eubank Jr. now? Like, we want to see that world title fight. Is it Janibek, or do we go down the route of Conor Benn? Where are we at with that fight now? I mean, what is the roadmap for you after this?
I'm trying not to look too far past this fight, but obviously you have to have some type of idea of what you're gearing up for. And for me, it's just about getting through October 12th, putting on a great performance, building the relationship with Saudi, and then taking down the big names or the world titles, either or. It's hard to kind of map out an exact plan, but there's so many names out there, there's so many big opportunities. Guys with titles, without titles, it doesn't actually matter. As long as big fights are being made, I'm happy. And they're all in the process.
Chris Eubank Jr. and Saudi Arabia, I think they're going to be quite a decent relationship. I think it's going to be a match made in heaven, because I think that Riyadh season, Turkey Al-Sheikh, will enjoy someone like Chris Eubank Jr. and the showmanship that comes around that as well. So that's going to be quite an adventure, quite a journey, you boxing out there.
That's what it's all about, man. Making statements and keeping the sport alive, keeping the sport exciting. Having these characters in the sport is so important. People that can talk, people that have, that aren't just robots, that have their own mindsets and personalities. It's very important. And Saudi is the new hub. It's very exciting to now go into that contingency and be able to perform on that platform and build that relationship so that we can start making huge fights. With the backing of His Excellency Turkey Al-Sheikh.
I mean, Chris, there was a huge fight, Riyadh season, brought to London, Wembley Stadium, Anthony Joshua, Daniel Dubois, and that brilliant performance Dubois put in. But I want to touch base with a guy that is in your weight, and that's Hamzah Sheeraz. He put in an excellent performance, beating the European champion Tyler Denny in 2 rounds. It was a savage performance. He's been calling your name. Where are we at with that fight? Is that fight somewhere? Does that fit in the Chris Eubank, Chris Eubank calendar, if you like, of fights that can be made?
Right now, absolutely not. He's not a name. After October 12th, we want the names. We want the names. We want the titles. He has neither of those. He has no stripes. He has no. He's not proven. What he does have, which in a sense is actually maybe just as important as all the things I mentioned, he has the backing of His Excellency Turkey Al-Sheikh. So that is the only reason why he is I'm even taking the time to speak about him. you know, he has that.
That's why I brought that name up in conversation, because we know that he's an ambassador of Riyadh season.
Right.
Turki Al Sheikh loves him as a fighter, and I think that he is moving through the ranks. You've got to respect what he's doing, and that was a great performance against Tyler Denny. Chris Eubank Jr. is a huge name in the sport of boxing, outside even the sport of boxing. So it is a fight and a match made in heaven, obviously, for Riyadh season.
In the future, yes. As of right now, it's not something I'm entertaining or even thinking about. There's much bigger fish to fry. If Turkey wants me to fight him at some point in the future, after I've done the things I want to do, then absolutely we can get it on.
So, in an ideal world for you, Chris, what would be the roadmap to you for that world title? Because I know that is it in your sights. That is what you want to fulfill, that dream of winning that world title. How do we get there? What is the roadmap for you on that one night? I know you've mentioned possibilities and avenues, but are we talking about the next 12 months or so?
I think so. Yeah, I think that.
You're not lying, bro.
I think that within the next 12 months, there's no reason why I can't be fighting for a world title. Maybe then within the next 6. You know, it's hard to kind of
Roadmap it.
roadmap. The landscape is too volatile. There's too many things that happen and change, and you know, we've got to just take what we can get.
I mean, we just had Ben Shalom gate crash our interview there. Well, how's that going with him? The relationship going with him? Obviously, you've signed that deal on Sky Sports, etc. How's that going?
It's going great.
You just don't know when to stay out of an interview, right?
Yeah, he's, you know, Ben's a good guy, and so far, the relationship between me, Ben, and Boxer, it's been a great one. I'm very happy with the position I'm in. He's pushing me in the right directions. So yeah, I think there's going to be a bright future there.
What did you think of that big fight on Saturday night, Anthony Joshua Dubois? Did you expect that? Did you expect that performance from Dubois? Firstly,
No, I didn't, and I don't think a lot of people did. But you know, it's just impressed by what he was able to pull out of the hat, where nobody really gave him a chance. He went in there, no respect, and he ripped everything away from Anthony. He did what he had to do, like he said in the press conference afterwards. He wasn't going to be denied. He had that mindset. I'm going to do whatever I have to do to win. And sometimes that's all you need, you know.
Well, that is what the mindset of Chris Eubank Jr. We've seen that in the past. I'm looking forward to the fight on October the 12th and what lies ahead as well. So best of luck for that, Chris, and thank you.